Hello, Gemini. Great to have you here. My name is Shauna. Today's reading is a general love forecast. As always, take the messages that resonate and release anything that doesn't. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay connected with upcoming readings. Let's see what's headed your way, Gemini. Dynamic month for many of you. I'm going to relay some messages first that came out while I was shuffling, and then I'm going to go over this spread, okay? I'm seeing many of you, you, especially for those of you who are surrounded by children, okay? They could be your biological children or just younger, nieces and nephews or even cousins that are around you. I feel a lot of you have taken on, stepped up and taken on the role of educating somebody, mentoring somebody, or even, teaching somebody. And I feel like they're of a younger age. I see you looking at them from afar and feeling a sense of pride over, your accomplishments as a caretaker or as a parent. You're seeing your children grow up and, working cooperatively with other people, sharing their toys as well with younger siblings or younger children in their midst. And I feel like you're realizing that you did a really good job raising them. You're proud of the things, the way that they have turned out. You're proud of the mannerisms with which they behave with other kids. And you're looking at them well fed, happy, well adjusted. And I feel like there's this overwhelming sense of maternal, paternal pride for many of you. So relationships within the family unit, if they have been contentious in the past, I feel like this is the time, this is the month in which the family unit, everybody's coming together, working towards a common goal. And even though we might not agree with all of our family members, this is a card about unity and a lot of emotional support coming through in the home environment, okay? So that's the first message. The second message that came through, I do see this is a very, very big, prosperous financial month for many of you. I feel like across the board. For those of you who have had investment opportunities, I feel that they are bearing fruit. You're waiting on returns and you're waiting on taking whatever it is that you have accumulated, wealth that has accumulated over the years, and you're diverting your funds, making future investments. And I feel like it might be motivated because of, children that you have to raise and trying to expand your financial resources as the family also starts to grow. And so many of you are thinking, 5, 10 years ahead and figuring out how you can achieve that financial stability for yourself. Others of you, there are many people, collaborators I'm seeing coming to you with their own ideas. And I feel like you get to pick and choose who you work with. You get to pick and choose which project, which organization is more closely aligned with you. And so you get to pick from among, all the options which options you want to go with. And I feel like right off the bat, there will be a few options that you're just like, no, I'm not going to get involved with that. That looks a little bit messy. That looks a little bit sketch. So you're not going to get involved with that. But then others of you, the fact that you get to pick and choose basically indicates abundance in options that are financially feasible long term, okay? So it's going to be a very, very family-oriented month, also a very finance-oriented month as well. So I'm just going to go into your stop when it comes to communication and lack of clarity as to what people mean, how they're communicating, and what they're they're coming to you with. So this is a card that basically indicates like stoppages in communication, also that stop, like stop go energy, and you're not really sure what people's intentions are. I feel like these people that might have been coming to you in the past without clear agendas or without clear objectives or even with questionable ulterior motives, I feel like you're seeing right through it and you're going to leave that by the wayside when you come into the very, very cautious. So you're taking a very cautious approach when it comes to revealing your agenda, revealing your feelings, revealing your thoughts, and how the course of action you're planning to take. So I feel like you are taking a very, very cautious approach, and it's rightfully so because more than anything, Your ruler Mercury is going into a retrograde. It's a time for you to be a little bit cautious, read between the lines, and don't accept things at face value, because I do sense that there are a few people with hidden agendas trying to latch onto you and possibly riding your coattails. So just be very, very careful about revealing too much, and double check, triple check whatever it is that you're sending out: memos, messages, emails, communications overall. Okay, so I feel that you understand this, and I feel that you're taking a very cautious approach. Okay, so lessons learned when it comes to communication. So I feel like that's what's happening here. There will be many projects in your finance sector. So I mentioned a lot of investment opportunities coming in, a lot of collaborators, a lot of partnerships, a lot of projects that people are presenting you with. And I feel like you're in a position to choose the best one. I mean, we're not, we are constrained physically um, by time, by the amount of free time we have, and also we want to choose projects that feasibly would have the best outcome. So I feel like you're narrowing down your options and you're taking on new projects here, which is going to bring a lot of financial abundance. Okay, so I do see that across the board. Your financial situation when it comes to your household, I do see some expansion within the household. This can be, getting into a bigger property, renovating, and I'm seeing a lot of you buying very, very luxurious, expensive things to decorate your household as well. I'm seeing, buying toys for children. Some children might be leaving the nest, and you are also communicating with them from afar. And there's going to be a lot of opportunities for family reunions, get together coming through for this month. In terms of when it comes to children, like I mentioned before, there's this sense of parental pride coming through. If you've had contentious, relationships with your own kids in general, or within the family unit, I feel like there is going to be a moment where, you start to realize family through thick and thin. There's between people, problems with communication, even problems with like not seeing eye to eye. Those things are being kind of like they're falling away, they're being cast away, so that you're left with the fundamental truth, which is, in times of hardships, our families and the people that we consider family, they're the ones that are going to be there for us to kind of like provide that for this month. Um, there is going to be more soulful connections and talks when it comes to family members. Okay, so your financial situation overall, work environment, it looks very stable, and I do see a lot of gains, a lot of tractions, a lot of celebrations as well in the work environment. So projects coming to fruition, loans, especially if you have been waiting on, loans coming through from a financial institution in order to even remodel the house, in order to even get a new mortgage, refinance, or even get a new property. You have some very good celebratory energies coming through here in the work sector and also through the financial sector. So I do sense bonuses being given out to many of you. A huge I feel like a huge uptick when it comes to your financial situation. When it comes to relationships, with this Six of Pentacles, this basically indicates a situation where there's going to be a lot of financial and also emotional support coming through from a partner. This is a card about like money coming through from institution as well, like such as child support. So there's going to be an uptick in that for those of you who are waiting on, court decisions for either child support, alimony, or even, custody issues. This is going to be, this is indicative of cooperation, but also financial assistance coming through. Those of you in partnerships, I feel like the partnership is strengthening, and there's also growth and expansion. I feel many of you expanding your business, partnering up with another entity that is going to allow you to either grow your assets, grow your, even like they're offering financial opportunities as well for you to invest in your existing work situation in your existing business. So it looks very good where there's going to be money and a lot of support coming in from partnerships. When it comes to relationship in particular, once again, this is a card about expanding the unit, okay? This is also a card about a lot of emotional, financial support, emotional abundance, financial abundance coming through from a relationship partner. They might not have a lot even. There's a lot of concerns here, I feel like, when it comes to major relationships. You might be dealing with somebody that, so I'm seeing some of you, you or your partner might have come from a somewhat, impoverished type of a upbringing. And I feel like together you understand each other and you're finding out, solutions and ways for you to start saving up so that you don't end up in the red when it comes to your bank account. Okay, so this is a card about lessons learned when it comes to financial situation so that you can make better investment, better choices with a relationship partner. And two people working as a unit together, helping each other when the going gets rough. So one partner steps up when the other person is kind of like in the downturn, and then likewise, the other person steps up when they have that financial abundance. So this is like through thick and thin. I feel like, these are the two massive karma cards when I do private readings, the Five of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. So it seems almost as if have been a lot of lessons learned from your end about money, about how to make it, how you can easily lose it. And because it's a lesson learned type of a month, you're making a lot more, a lot better financial decisions, but also saving up for a rainy day, having disposable income so that you can save up for a greater purpose. Okay, so this is a very good card, a lot of support coming through from your existing relationship partners. Let me talk about this card because there's a message associated with this here. I have in the 10th house, which is your career house, we have here the 10 of Pentacles. So I feel this. Some of you have grown up in an environment where I feel like, your family expected you to have a specific career. Your family expected like great things from you, and understandably, because you have a lot of potential and a lot of you are very good at communicating, very clearly and objectively. And so you were destined for greatness. And I feel like your family members, they see that and they expected your life to turn out a specific way. So I feel like there was a lot of inputs from family members, especially parents. They're like, you're supposed to do this. And I feel like a lot of you might have spent, your 20s, your 30s trying to get to that point that was expected of you. And I feel in the process, there might have been, quite a bit of hardships along the way when it comes to, education, many detours taking in the educational route. There might have been a lot of hardships along the way where you felt like, I know you want me to do this, but my skills lie in a different direction. And so you wanted to please other people. And you also, everyone wants to achieve that financial abundance. But I feel like there might have been a lot of detours along the way in your life. You might have dabbled in many, many different projects, many different things. So you have various skills and you feel like my interests and my talents are so varied. How can I just pick one route? And so I feel like a lot of you just, coming into this month, you have chosen a different path for yourself to walk along, and you might realize that it wasn't in alignment with what your family members, what society had expected of you. But at the same time, you told yourself, I can do it. I know that I can do it. And so coming into this month, this is when the universe is pretty much telling you, you overturned their expectations. You decided to chart your own path, to walk into the path that is innately, is right for you. And you're going to be rewarded as a result of that because you stay true to who you are. You stay true to, you know yourself on a deep level. And you know that I will eventually get there. There will be detours along the way. But once and for all, you will get there. And I feel like this is the month in which you see yourself taking the first steps in that long stretch of road in order to get there. So they're coming in to remind you there were detours, and you know, a few of the detours might have really stalled your professional growth, or it might have really interfered with, you know, there was time that was I don't want to say time wasted, but you felt that I wasted a lot of time, you know, doing this one thing when I should have sought a career. I put my career on the sidelines to raise a family, for example, and now you find yourself back on track in alignment with where you were meant to be. And it might be what your family expected, but you realize that's where I'm meant to be for now, and at least for the next 5, 10 years. Or it might have been overturning expectations of what people expected from you, but you know you have a special gift, and you know you have to do something with these special gifts that are given to you from birth. And so you're taking everything that you know, you're aligning yourself into a path that is purely you and that is true to yourself. And as a result of that, there is going to be a lot of recognition and a lot of abundance coming through for you, okay? So Geminis, this is confirmation that you are on the right path, and a lot of you are in a position where from that one platform, you can branch out, dabble in many, many different projects, collaborate with other people to build things from the ground up of great value. And so this is the month in which many options are coming through. And I know that a lot of the times for Geminis, you have so many talents and you're good at many things, and it's really hard to find a career path. And I feel like Geminis and Pisces especially, you have a lot of creative projects, and it's been hard for you to, you know, find one path to walk and to stay in it, you know, and call it a career, because you feel like if I have, like, let's say 3 talents, if I pursue, for example, singing, it's going to negate the other paths for me. If you're like a movie star, for example, and you're just like, I really like accounting, and you feel like if you go back to school for accounting, you're going to lose out on some, you know, it's like opportunity costs left and right. And because of all these opportunity costs, you feel like you want to do it all, and doing it all and scattering your energy in your 20s and your 30s, it might not have been productive. And you're realizing that now. So you're trying to figure out a way to you know, realign yourself so that you're not scattering your energy, so that you're not feeling that sense of loss because of opportunity cost. You're sticking with one thing and you're making it your own unique thing. So I feel many of you, there's a lot of opportunities for financial growth. There's a lot of people coming through, wanting your skills, wanting your expertise, wanting to partner up with you as well, and or even wanting to invest in you in whatever projects you have going, and it's going to pay dividends, okay? The next 3 months is pretty much about continuing on the same path. Don't veer off track when it comes to your career. You're on the right path, and so you're building things up from the ground up. You're rebuilding your financial foundation, the money, disposable income, and investment opportunities. I feel like they're bearing fruit, so you're putting that away, and you're trying to save for a rainy day, and you're trying to save for some big purchase items as well, like big ticket items as well, big purchases, possibly condos, homes, rental properties, or even investing in, you know, modernizing your work project. For those of you who are self-employed, you know, modernizing equipment, updating softwares, and even buying new machines, computers, and things like that for your work. And so I see you with the latest gadgets in, you know, very stylish outfits, and that can be for male or female. But I feel that you're presenting your best face forward because there are a lot of people that you need to meet, and there will be opportunities as well. A lot of celebrations where business is crossing over with, you know, like the personal as well. So it's going to be a very dynamic month for many of you, and I do wish you all the team towards that tail end of 2015. It was very problematic, and it felt like you were stuck. And this is the month in which your sense of, you know, it's sort of like the sky breaks open, right? And there's that path. and it's shining there for you so that you know where you're supposed to go and what you're supposed to be doing. So I feel like there's a lot of certainty moving forward. You're no longer afraid about these opportunity costs, and you're moving ahead with a clear objective and a clear sense of purpose, which for a Gemini, because of that twin energy, it's very hard to achieve that sense of balance, but I feel that this is what you're finally getting, that confirmation and that sense of balance coming through for this month. So let's transition into your love, relationship, and romance reading. Let's see what's in store for you guys. I'm seeing some of you singles with some options on your plate. Okay, so many options for those who are single, having like two potential interests that you're dividing your time between, and trying to figure out like who's a better option for me, as well as who has the potential to grow with me and to establish a relationship with me. So I feel like you are somewhat looking for a serious relationship for those who are single, and you have some options that you're possibly two options, three options that you're choosing between. And you're still trying to socially date to get to know the other person better. And I feel like that's where you're at for those of you who are single. So lots of options coming through in general. I'm sensing that they're saying there's like a financial differential between you and a partner. So you might be making a lot of money and they're making very little, or they're making a lot of money and you're making little. But I feel like you're getting yourself on track financially. Anyways, because of that element of differential in finances, I feel like there's that sense of threat, and I'm sensing it's coming through from your relationship partner, where they feel like, they might feel like they're not good enough for you. They might feel like, I don't know if I'm rich enough for you. I don't know if you want to be with me because, of such and such. So I do sense that element coming through. And I'm going to pull out one more here, and then we'll go into your reading. Okay. So, first of all, let me talk about the past. Okay, in the past situation, we have here the King of Cups. This is a water sign, a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. This is somebody who's very loving, nurturing, and extremely caring. And I feel like, they the thing about this person is when they love very deeply, but there's always this element of detachment about them. And this is somebody that I would consider like they're kind of like at the apex of their emotional development. So they love when it's appropriate to love, and they know how to detach when they know something is not good for them. Okay. There was a lot of romance associated with this person from your past. We have the moon here, which indicates a lot of social outing, a lot of good times, a lot of soulful communication as well. Getting to know each other in a very, a very fundamental way, talking about your childhood, talking about your dreams, your aspirations, and such. So I feel like some of you are still dealing with this person. For those of you who have had this person, as a dating partner or as a relationship partner in the past, I feel like there were times when the communication went awry, where you don't like, they might have been a little bit frustrating to you. Yes, there was that chemistry, there was that passion inherent in the relationship. And I feel like two people who really love each other unconditionally, and they really truly understand each other on an innate level. But communication, they don't do the things that you want. You likewise don't do the things that they want. And I feel like there's a little bit of an ego clash between the two of you. However, the love is still very profound. It's very sincere. And I feel like it has been somebody that you would consider, your great love, or the person that always, it's almost like you use this person as a yardstick so that you can gauge new romantic partners based on the qualities of this person. So I feel a lot of you had a very strong whirlwind love affair in the past with this person. And I don't see any, animosity. I don't see any, even though the person might be in the past, I don't see anything here that would indicate falling out that resulted in, broken hearts and never speaking to each other again. I feel like there's still communication occasionally coming through from this person. Which brings us to this present moment. We have here the Two of Coins. And the Two of Coins is a situation where you are either, juggling two people, dating two people, trying to find the right one. And I feel a lot of you still has this person in mind, and you're using the good traits of this person as the meter in which you judge new relationship partners. Keep in mind, we're dealing with different people, but I feel like some of you really like certain things about this water sign here. And I'm seeing a lot of, well, with this moon card, it's a Piscean energy. It's somebody that is very creative, very soft, and they're very caring. So you like those qualities about them, and you're trying to find a relationship partner that is also in alignment with that. And if you are out single and looking, I do sense here we have an earth sign, a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn that you might be dabbling with. There's somebody who is, so we have here an earth sign for those who are single. There's somebody who is, I feel like this past person loved unconditionally. And I feel like this new person that you're dealing with, earth sign, so Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, um, they're not as romantic. They're not as, gushy and mushy. They're not as intense. And they're also not as like 100% like giving. I feel like it's going to take you a lot more time to get to know this person. So they're saying don't judge a book by its cover. There will be a lot of generosity in emotions, also in finances coming through from relationship partner. And I feel you have this person in your midst and you feel like, I don't know, they're not really living up to like to their my expectations. So I feel like you're still trying to figure out whether or not to take things to the next level or even continue dating them at all. I do sense that it takes a little bit more time, and I do feel they are holding back for a reason. Okay, so just to put that out there for those who are dealing with this person, give it a little bit more time. So what I have in the center as well, I feel like some of you, your financial situation might also like the demands of work, the demands, the responsibilities within the household. I do feel that they are also interfering with your ability to go out, your ability to socialize, and your ability to have date night with your partners. So the partner might feel a little bit sidelined, a little bit neglected because of all the responsibilities that you have to take care of. So this with the 10 of Wands, this is like having a lot of projects on your plate, having a lot of responsibilities and having a lot of things that you need to take care of. And they're usually mundane things, picking up the kids, getting the dry cleaners, going to the grocery store. Like these are everyday things that you have to contend with. And I feel like there is a little bit of a time crunch here. And so your partner might feel like one person feels like they're doing all the work and the other person is taking care of their professional image, for example. And so a little bit more consideration, a little bit more balance coming into the relationship, that's going to be vital. I'm sensing that your partner might be inundated with a lot of stuff. Okay, so whatever you can do to help them to alleviate, some of their chores, some of their concerns, to alleviate the stress from them, I feel like that's going to be very vital for the maintenance of this relationship. Okay, and the foundation is something that it's the knowledge that you already come into the month with. We have here the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands in the reverse is a situation where we feel like we're not making strides. We feel like we're not able to. It's almost like you have a lot of gifts, Gemini, and like I mentioned before, a lot of talents. But I feel like you're meeting a bunch of new people that don't value the same things. They're a little bit more on the rational end. They're a little bit more status conscious. They're a little bit more finance conscious as well. And so your creative talents, I feel like if you have been dating, it seems like they're not really appreciative of your uniqueness. And you feel like you're not really standing out in the way that you'd hope. Okay. So on the one hand, you have all these talents, but the things that they value about you, it's something totally different. And so you're just like, when are you going to compliment me on, my other talents? So that's what it feels like to me. It's a situation where we feel like we're not getting the proper recognition. Some of you might be doing a lot in the relationship while your partner is pursuing their professional career life, and you're feeling a little bit unappreciative or unappreciated by the partner because they're not giving you, that validation as well. And in time, there will be that reciprocal energy. Okay, so there will be reciprocity in due time. So they're just telling you, hold on just a little bit further, put on a brave face, and things will get better for you. As well, we have here a situation in the past where we feel a little bit taken advantage of. We feel a little bit like the relationship was very unbalanced, and possibly scares about, where's my partner? Has he or she been talking to other people? Has there been like accusations and flirtations outside of the relationship? So I feel like with one partner or your partner, or with you taking care of your work responsibilities and staying home late, or staying at the office late, and having to do a lot of the meet and greet, I feel like there's some insecurities coming through in your existing relationships. Be very careful about that, okay? I feel like some of you might still be dealing with this water sign here. So Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. And I feel like there might have been some hints at infidelity in the past. And I feel that if that's the case, you really need to reassess and have the conversation. I feel like you both might be talking over one another. I feel like the love is there, but there has been a lot of just hearsay, lack of evidence, lack of proof. And so you're feeling a little bit unappreciated because, of all these things from the past. I'm sensing. So, don't bring that old energy with you into the present, okay? Crowning this reading, we have here the High Priestess, which basically indicates information coming to light, truths being revealed. And we have as well the Family card, the Four of Wands in the reverse position. For some of you, there might have been a falling out with a relationship partner that you were married to, okay? And I feel like some information coming to light regarding, their liaison in the past. And so you're coming into this month completely single. Hence, the responsibility starting to pile up. You might also have children, and you're trying to juggle between your personal life and the role of the mother or the father. And so you might not even have time to date. And you're also there's new information coming in here regarding what's happening with the marriage, what's happening with the divorce situation. And then some of you might, I feel this very small minority, you might be involved with somebody, sneaking back and forth, who is either on the tail end of a divorce, who is themselves divorcing, or they're involved in a relationship where they're not happily married, and you're waiting on the other shoe to drop. You're waiting on either them getting divorced, or you're waiting to drop them altogether, because I feel like you feel a little bit alone in the relationship, okay? So you feel a little bit unappreciated, and you feel a little bit alone, like you're bearing the brunt of the responsibilities, and you're not getting that support back from your partner. And I feel like that's a very small minority of you, especially you're dating somebody or seeing somebody who is still in another relationship. Whether or not they're on the tail end of it just feels to me like that's not the main point. It just seems like you're very alone in the relationship. So moving forward into the future position, we have a little bit of strife coming through here for those of you who are coupled up. So take care of each other. Take care of your relationships. Do some damage control and show appreciation here for your partner for all that they're contributing. We have here the Ten of Pentacles, which is a generational card, okay? So many of you might be in a squabble with a relationship partner about dividing up assets. And so I feel like there's a little bit of strife coming through in that manner. Tail end of a marriage situation, and there's children involved, and there's like dividing up assets, and there's still some type of squabbles. And then others of you I feel like you're involved with this earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, who is still in the tail end of their divorce. And if this is the person that you're dealing with, I don't sense they're going to be leaving their family. Okay, so I'm seeing like a little bit of a love triangle coming through. Yeah, so it seems like they're not happily married, but because of financial reasons, I feel like they're not able to leave their significant other here. Geminis, the relationship sector for singles, I feel that it looks good, but I feel like you're trying to recreate this feeling, this person from the past, possibly a water sign, okay? You're trying to create that romance, that whirlwind love affair. And the people that are coming through might not meet your expectations, but we have an earth sign coming in, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And I feel like this person might be very, very stubborn, and you're not able to get your way. And because of that, it makes it a little bit difficult. It's exciting, there's chemistry, but it seems like there's lack of compatibility. And then for others of you, relationships, I feel like there needs to be talks about who's doing what, who's devoting their time to what, and I feel like one person needs the other person to chip in stable relationships, okay? So work at that. And I feel for others of you involved with a person who is on the tail end of their relationship, they're not going to be leaving, okay? And especially not for this month. So that's what I have for you here, Geminis. Keep in mind, these are general readings, and depending on which Gemini you are, there are like three narratives here. For those of you who have been a little bit like jaded from the past because of infidelity, I also feel like there will be opportunities where you are coming, they're saying like running into, I'm seeing like if you were in a relationship where somebody really hurt you badly because of infidelity, stepping out in the relationship, taking you for granted, etc. I feel like there is going to be some bittersweet sweet news. So you might get communication from them. You might hear about them that they're dealing with they're dealing with some karma for this month. Okay, I feel like you're not going to be too happy to hear it. But I'm sensing that you're starting to see like life is very cyclical, and karma rolls around. So I'm sensing like that is going to give you that sense of peace that you made the right choice by moving away from it, and it's going to help you guys to heal as well. Okay, so I hope the reading has been helpful, Geminis. If you'd like to get a private reading, please visit my website. The information is in the description box below. If you'd like to donate to the channel as well, the information for the link to the donation link is also in the description box. I am resuming the video reading. I've taken 3 months off mainly because I do these readings every month and I record them, so it's a little bit overwhelming having to do the private readings that are also pre-recorded. But they're back up on the website. It's available for booking. I believe I'm only booked a few days out now, so the schedule should be pretty clear. And I'm also going to be out of the country towards the end of this month, and so I hope the reading has been helpful, Geminis. I'll be back for the mid-month reading very soon, okay? Take care of yourself and best of luck with everything. Don't think of things as an opportunity cost, in your romantic sector. Do what you need to do, and honestly, focus on you. You have a lot of responsibilities piled up, and the people that don't understand that, just let them be. Just let them do them, and you focus on you. And if they don't understand that, they're obviously not at the emotional maturity level that you need them to be, okay? So, best of luck with everything. Take care. Bye-bye.